Good morning, everyone. It's Vicki with Crochet with Vicki Jo. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing pretty good this morning. Well, it's actually early afternoon here in Arizona, but I'm doing pretty good. I've just been sitting here working on granny squares. I forgot what I was working on. But anyhow, I had a request regarding granny squares, so I thought I would do a little tutorial on the way that I make my granny squares. I've checked out different videos and saw different people make them in different ways, but this is the way I make it, so I'm going to demonstrate for you today. I hope it's understandable. I'll try and go slow, and I hope I answer any questions that you may have. So the first thing we do is we make our slip knot. Everybody does it differently. That's how I do mine. And then we're just going to chain 4. Okay, and then we're going to go back into that first stitch. Put our finger in this loop a little bit before you pull it through, because you want to keep an open loop here to work into. Okay, so see, you have a loop right there. I usually throw my yarn over that way. And now you're going to chain 3. Okay, and now you're going to put 2 more double crochets in that same space. So you're going to do 1 and 2. I hope that's clear, because I'm trying to see through my iPad, but it's like up, so it's hard for me to really see what I'm doing. So anyhow, so now you have 3 double crochets. You're going to chain 2. Okay, now you're going to put 3 more double crochets. What you're doing here is creating your corners, because you're going to have 4 corners. So your first round, you're creating these corners. So you're going to chain 2 again, go back in that same space and put 3 more double crochets. Okay, and chain 2, and you're going to go back in that same space and put 3 more double crochets. Sorry for the noise. My grandson's in the next room with his TV raised. Hopefully you're not hearing it, but okay, so you're going to chain 2. You're going to slip stitch in that 3rd chain. Remember that first chain 3 that we did? So here's 1, 2, 3. Just put your hook in there, grab your yarn, and go right into that stitch there and chain 3. So now you have your 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now some people will chain 3 here. Or first, no, I take that back. Some people will go here and slip stitch and chain 3 and work in this loop here, putting their corner. I don't like doing that, because I don't like this little loop right here, this knot. I just don't like the way it creates that corner, but everyone's different. So when I get here, I will go in 1, 2, 3, and I will put my slip stitch. And then what I do is I will slip stitch to my next corner, because I want to start everything, each row I want to start in a corner. It's not going to change the way it looks by slip stitching over to that corner. We do this in several patterns. we will slip stitch like that. So you're going to slip stitch into the corner. Now we're in this corner, so now we're going to chain 3. Okay, now we're going to put 2 more double crochets. 1, 2, and then we're going to chain 2, put 3 more double crochets in that same space. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Now we need to jump over here to this corner. So what we're going to do is chain 1 and then go into this corner, and we're going to work another corner. So we're going to put 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay, now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to skip over to this corner, and we're going to put 3 more double crochets. A chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. Chain 1 and jump over to this last corner here and put 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 3 more double crochets. Chain 1. Now we're going to come over to this last, or the first, this is the very first corner that we worked. We already have our 2 sets of 3 double crochets, so we're just going to count 1, 2, 3, and we're going to slip stitch. Pull it through, pull it through. Okay, let's see, we finished the second round. Now, I like to put, this is how we do it. We have 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then you just repeat that all the way around. I like to put the chain 1 between each cluster on the sides. Not everyone does that. Some will just go straight over to their corner and begin working the corners. I like to put the chain 1 because I think it straightens out the sides more to make it more of a square, and it doesn't start turning to like a circular type granny square. So that's the way I like to do it. So we just completed round 2. So now we're going to go into round 3. So in round 3, we're going to slip stitch. Go into that first one, grab your yarn and just pull it through. Go to the next one, grab your yarn, pull it through, and then go into the loop, grab your yarn, pull it through. Then chain 3. Okay, so now we're going to work a corner. So we're going to do 2 more double crochets. Hope I'm not going out of frame here. Chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. Okay. Okay, now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 3 double crochets in this space. Okay, so now we're going to have the corner, which is the 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochet, chain 1, and skipping over to this middle. We're going to put the cluster here, and then we're going to chain 1 again, And now we're going to come to the corner and we're going to work our corner. The 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Now we're going to jump to this space right here. See this space right here, and we're going to work 3 double crochets. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, trying to put it where you can see it. Chain 1. We're going to jump over to this corner and we're going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to chain 2. We're going to put 3 more double crochets. Okay, and we're just going to repeat this all the way around till we get back to our first corner that we worked. Okay, always remember to chain 1 after you finish a corner, and then go into this space and put just 3 double crochets. Okay, and then chain 1, jump over to your corner and just repeat what you did in your last corner. Okay, now if I'm going too fast, you can always slow this down. Watch it in a slower mode. You finish your 3rd double crochet, you're going to chain 1, jump over into this space and put 3 double crochets. Chain 1. And now we're going to jump over here, 1, 2, 3, in our 3rd chain up, and we're just going to slip stitch. Okay? And then what are we going to do here? We're going to go in to that first chain, and we're going to do a slip stitch. We're going to go into the next chain, do a slip stitch, and go into that center corner and do a slip stitch. And now we're going to start round 4 by chaining 3. We're going to work 2 more double crochets in that same space, and we're going to chain 2, and now we're going to work 3 more. We're going to complete this corner. Chain 1. And now if you notice, we have 2 spaces that we have to work into. And this is going to be with every roll. Every roll that you make, it's going to increase. The next roll will bring 3 spaces. And that's how you build your granny square up. Okay, so in this first space, we're going to work 3 double crochets. Okay. And we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to work 3 double crochets in that next space. Chain 1. Now we're going to do a corner. Now we're going to work down this next side by putting 3 double crochets in the first space, and we're going to chain 1, jump over to the next space. We're going to put 3 more, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to jump over to this corner, and we're going to work our corner. And we just repeat this same thing all the way around till we get back to our first corner that we made. And you can make these as big as you want them or as small as you want them just by increasing or decreasing your rolls. Okay, and we're going to work in this first space with 3 double crochets. I just think this is the easiest pattern to go by. Now there are some that after they do that first row, they will turn their work and they'll work back the other way. I don't really like to do that way either because I like an even stitch look and not have like front and back, front and back. But you know, it's your preference. Everybody has different preferences and that's okay. So then we chain 2, work another 3 double crochets, chain 1, work 3 double crochets in that first space, oops, chain 1, 3 double crochets in that next space. Hope you can hear me. I don't have my microphone on today. I needed to plug in my cord for it to charge, so I wasn't able to plug in a microphone. Chain 1, and now we're at the end or at our first corner that we made. So we're just going to slip stitch in the top of the 3rd chain. 1, 2, 3. Just do a slip stitch. Okay. Now you can end here. You can do your slip stitches to your corner, and you can end here. If you want to do another row, then you would just do another row. You would just repeat the same thing. But if you notice now, we have 3 spaces. So you would just put your 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then work in your corners with 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, and then repeat the next side. But see, you get a nice, by putting that chain 1 in between your 3 double crochets, you get that nice square look. Okay, so that's as far as I'm going to go on it. I just wanted to show you and just tell you your options. But like I said, you can slow this down if I went too fast for you, and I hope that this answers any questions you may have. I think this is the most simplest granny square that you can make. And they also have another type of granny square where you are putting your double crochets, you're not putting any chains in between, and you're working double crochets on top of double crochets all the way around, still doing your 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then you're just working in all your double crochets across. They do have that one. Maybe at another time I will demonstrate, do a tutorial on that one for you. But this is the most easy, the most basic, I believe. So I hope you caught on to it, you understand it, and can start making granny squares. Let me trim this off, and all you have to do is get your darning needle and just sew this in, and that's all you have. If you wrap this as you're doing it, I didn't, but if you, as you're putting your stitches in that first round, wrap this around it and work over this, then you won't have to tie that in. So then basically the only tie-ins you would have to do on every granny square is where you finish. Okay? If you wanted to change colors, you would just finish like this on whatever row. Say you did your first row and you want to make this a different color. When you get to the end, you can tie it off grab the new color, put your slip stitch, run it through, and just start chain 3, and then just start. And I would start every change, I would start it in the corners. Okay. So anyhow, that's all I have for you today. Sorry for bouncing the camera. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember that Jesus loves you. So do I. And I will talk to you in my next video. Bye for now.